Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an E25. It's a Tier 7 German premium tank destroyer. It's located on the north spawn of Kharkov and it's under the command of Zin 1983. Now this tank goes by the nickname, the Cockroach, and with good reason. It's got a deadly gun capable of 135 alpha and a very fast reload time, normally about 2.88 seconds. But we can see here that he's managed to get it down to 2.49, so either he's got a good crew or he's got a gun rammer in there. And he'll penetrate 150mm of armour with standard ammo, with the APCR that goes up to 194. So this thing has got incredibly good camo, both on the move and stationary. Probably the best camo rating, I think, of all TDs, if I remember correctly. So it's very difficult to see even when it's on the move. And it's also got a wicked gun which can really take down an enemy tank very, very quickly, even an enemy heavy. And of course it's got that decent penetration. Now he's gone to that bush just over the rise, looking at the enemy lookouts where the enemy TDs are likely to be. But nobody's gone south to spot, so unfortunately, well, the only guy who's gone south is the Cromwell B, and he's going down the trench. Well, I'm not sure if he's going to survive that. There's a Dicamax at the other end, and an enemy Arty has been spotted as well. So it looks like our Arty is going to have something to fire at. I think that Dicamax is AFK, but the enemy Arty's moving, so obviously he's not AFK. He might spot the guys on that lookout very, very shortly. Now our comment's gone ahead, and we've been joined by Stura Mill. But still nothing for Zin to fire at the moment. Yeah, the enemy Arty is scattering as quickly as they can. They saw the Cromwell and they're now in a lot of trouble. But up ahead of us we've got a CS44, which is one of those new Polish mediums. And our Comet took a hit as well. Zin's decided this is probably not the best position for him to be in at the moment so he can be effective. You can see some shots were actually coming in on the hill there. It looks like somebody was firing towards this hill. And the Comet's still spotting for us over on that corner. Looking for a solution. The other unfortunate thing about the E25 is that when it actually turns, it disengages its binos. And because it's got very narrow arc of fire due to the size of the vehicle, it's a very flat vehicle but very narrow, it means that you've only got a few degrees either side before the vehicle has to turn, and that disengages the binos every time you move the vehicle. Well, it looks like Arty managed to get some hits on that CS44. He's disengaging and pulling away. The Comet's moving to see if he can take advantage. Arty's following that CS44 and they got him. The M44 finished him off. The Cromwell, surprisingly, I didn't think he would survive, but he's actually returning along the trench and he's almost reached our cap area. Now, although he did have the advantage of finding out where some of the enemy were, especially that Dicamax who was AFK, and they probably did manage to get some shots on the enemy Arty as they were scattering. But now we've got a T-34-85 moving up the trench towards our lines, possibly to do the same as the Cromwell did. Well, Zin's decided he's going to go up on this hill whilst the Comet goes ahead, and if the Comet gets fired on, he might be able to return fire against the enemy. Binos engaged and disengaged the moment he turns to hull. It's actually better to have coated optics instead of the binos, because that way the optics are always on. T-34-85 has come to sight. You can see him from here, but he doesn't want to fire from here, because if he did, the enemy TDs would see where he was and start shooting at him. But that enemy T-34-85 is taking damage from our teammates at this moment. He did kill our SU-8 unfortunately, but we don't really want him to kill another TD, another SPG rather, so We're now looking for him. He's gone unspotted momentarily. He's in amongst the houses. He might just sit in there for a short while and then re-emerge as soon as everything's quietened down. I'm pretty certain he's after the Arty. Zin's loaded APCR instead, just to be certain he can get through the hull of the T-3485. I think actually that may be a bit of a mistake, because I think you can penetrate a T-3485 as standard with the armor penetrating, the standard AP shells. And the steering wheel's decided to come down off the hill because he was a bit vulnerable sitting up there. But he's making a bit of a mistake here because he's not very good at traversing, and he's decided to go down into that bush low down and close to the T-3485, whereas Arty is now firing into the houses trying to see where the T-3485 is. And the steering wheel, well, one might say he has balls of steel for doing what he's doing, but I'd say he's actually extremely foolish, because he's going to find the T-34 and he's found him the wrong way, and Zin is not paying attention. Now he is. When the steering wheel started moving forward, Zin should have turned immediately, and oh, he's noticed the IKV behind him. He has to engage this guy now, so he's going straight in. He's going to, oh, is he going to face him? He'll turn and face his side. He just accidentally got stunned by his own Arty, and he took her around from the IKV's 90mm gun. And that was not bad, not good rather. So he's lost a third of his hit points, and the steering wheel's still alive, only just, after being stunned, probably by the enemy Arty. And the T-3485 is just around the corner from the house. He's going around one side, Zin's going to go around the other, lock on, and bang. That's it, he's got him. The steering wheel's lost half his hit points engaging in the fight against the T-3485. Probably mostly down to the enemy Arty, because they could see where he was, and of course all they had to do was lob shells at him. So there's only 4 left on our team. Scratch that, 3 left on our team. The steering wheel's just got wiped out by the M4A3 EC2. That's the Sherman Jumbo. And I think Zin's now going to have to try and hold off that guy. And remember, he has got the thick armour on the front of his vehicle, so he's going to be very difficult to pin down. Aim for the tracks. And he's going in through the sides actually. The Sherman Jumbo is trying to manoeuvre. Now he's got his front to us. Now it's very difficult to pen him now. He got one in with the APCR and he got the kill shot. But he's having to move from this position. He's now facing 3 against 6. So it's going to be a difficult one to win this. He's the only tank that can move about and is highly mobile. Both M44s are working as hard as they can though. Got a KV2 coming up from one side and another KV2 coming up from the other. Which one can he take out first? Well, he'd go for that one first, because you can see the turret, and the turret at the top of the turret is a weak spot. He could just about make out the top of the turret, and the guy only has 5 hit points. Go for him. Yeah, got him. Nice. Now, just the other KV2. He's a one-shot as well. There he is. Yep, gets him as well. So that's 2 kills down. There's still 2 tank destroyers out there. Dickermax and the Steel Waffenträger. Well, probably the most difficult one out of those 2 is the Steel Waffenträger, because he's much more mobile than the Dickermax. He's got an 88mm gun. The Dickermax has got a 105mm gun. There's still 2 Artys out there as well. Pardon me. Both Artys are very, very good Artys. The AMX-13F3, which has got quite a long reload, but it's the M44 that we need to worry about. He's got a 155mm gun with a 550 Alpha. Mind you, at his back, he's got 2 M44s. But they've lost a lot of hit points. The Dickermax saw him, but the Dickermax is fine. He's in reload now, and so he could just drive straight in, get damage. Well, he took out the Dickermax with a RAM actually, and that's his top gun. But he did take a round from the Dickermax of 300 because he went around the houses instead of going directly towards him. But even with only 169 hit points left, he could still win this game for his team. All he needs to do now is find that steel Waffenträger and take him out. Now, the steel Waffenträger was last seen in the town, more precisely in grid square J0. He might have returned to the cap, and there's a fairly good chance he will, but you see, the thing about the E25, the cockroach, is it's very difficult to spot, even when it's on the move. Great camo qualities on this little tank. It's very low. It is the Entwicklung series tank, the tank destroyer that the Germans intended to build to be their next standardized series of advanced tank destroyers. Of course, they had the Waffenträger as well, the heavy-duty tank destroyers, with which were basically just gun platforms. The E25 was designed to be a highly mobile replacement for the Stug, the Hetzer, and just about everything else. And we found the steer, and he's right up the other end of the map, and he's attacking the M44s. He's managed to kill one of them. I think that was the one with very low hit points. The other one, well, he's only a short distance away. So now he's got the long task of getting back to the other end of the map to save that M44. He's decided to take the most direct route and the most flat route to get back. Hopefully he will find the steel Waffenträger before. Oh, it's actually the other one, the one that he killed, the one which had hit points, and now we've got the one without hit points who's about to be killed. And yep, the 88mm gun has killed him, but he's going up the top of the hill, so he's got the advantage of height and he can see where that Waffenträger has gone. Now, stealthy approach, just go into the bush and see where he is. He might try to hide behind the ridgeline, but he might just try to go back and sit in the cap. And oh, well, he hasn't had a chance to get back to the cap. And there he is. We were spotted. The first shot just hits the tracks, but the steel Waffenträger knows where we are now, and Arty will be firing at him. Yep, there's the first shot. Missed. Now, he needs to get on a position where he can actually engage the steel Waffenträger without that 88 firing back at him. Okay, now he can probably outmaneuver this guy. He goes in, does a ram on the guy, goes for one shot, gets it in, one more shot. Yes, he gets the kill, but he now needs to get away from here quick before the enemy Arty responds. We know there's one Arty in the cap already, probably the AMX-13F3. Yes, it is, and he's just fired and missed. He's got a long reload, so just take your time, finish him off. There you go. That's his Radleys. That was the enemy Arty trying to hit him and failing. So now all he needs to do is find that enemy M44, and that's well, it's a bigger task than you'd think, because there's only 2 minutes 15 seconds left on the clock. If he's going to win this game, he either needs to find the M44 and kill him, or cap out. And well, he doesn't really have long enough to get to the enemy cap in time. He needed to get to the enemy cap in the next 20 seconds, so if he doesn't, he won't be able to cap out in time, and he has to find the M44 to do it. Now, if I was to guess where the enemy M44 was, I'd say he's over somewhere on the east side of the map. But if he can't find him on the east side, he needs to make a quick run along the south end of the map to see if he can find him. It's all down to Zin now. Of course, if the M44 gets a shotgun on him, it's all over. But I should think his hands are shaking right now with the nervousness of this. It's all on him now. 1 minute 18 seconds left on the clock. He's doing a quick run through the east side. He didn't find him, so he wasn't this side. Now he needs to make a quick run along the south edge of the map as fast as he can. That's the last minute siren. Now, if the M44 is smart, he would have actually moved north already. If he's not smart, he will still be sitting, but he'll be waiting for Zin to turn up. 42 seconds left. Move as fast as you can. He's found him! Okay, stop! Oh, no! The M44 driver was waiting for him, had him dialed in, and shotgunned him. I said stop. You could use the ridgeline to attack him, but it appears that the M44 was just waiting for him to arrive and had guessed where he was going to come from. And that is the end of the game. It's a defeat, very sad defeat, but it was a very good game there by Zin 1983 in the E25. He got a first-class tanker. First time he's had a first-class tanker in this game because he's got the scrolls underneath. He also got a Reaper for taking out consecutive tanks with consecutive shots. And also got a 5 for effect for doing more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle. A Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 6 in this one. He got a Radley Walters medal. He got an epic medal for killing at least 8 enemy vehicles. And yes, he did get 8. In fact, he was going for his knife when he got killed. And he also got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills in the game. His win rate from this battle was 3,973. So I'm afraid, yes, Arty wins this one. Well, I'm not so unhappy about that because Arty wins. And he wins the game for his team. And of course an E25 loses, and I've been in that position exactly myself, exactly the same position where you've got an enemy E25 coming in on your cap and you're the last Arty and you take out that E25 with a direct hit and win. I've done it myself, so I know how that Arty driver is feeling right now. He's very relieved, but unfortunately he's in. Very, very sad that he didn't get the win that he was hoping for, but he did get a Radley's and proved that he is a very good player with the E25. In fact, you have to scroll the page to see all the enemy, yeah, and what he did, so very well done. Let's have a look at team score. If we look at the team score, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That was actually done by the KV2 that he took out. 2,366 hit points of damage to him. 1,984 went to Zin, and the next high score after that was that Steel Waffenträger that he'd killed as well with 1,568. When it came to kills though, he was way ahead of everyone else. He got 8 kills, more than double the next highest score, and that was the KV2 with 3. The Steel Waffenträger had 2. The Sherman Jumbo managed to get 2, and he also picked up a Leather Slayer's medal, and the enemy M44 got 2 as well. That was the guy who actually killed him in the end. And there was 2 kills also for one of his M44s. When it came to base XP, it was the KV2 did the best with 1,075. 708 went to the Steel Waffenträger. 702 went to Zin, so he was third highest on base XP. But I'm afraid it was a loss. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 18 rounds of that 75mm ammunition, got 17 direct hits, 15 penetrations, damage of 1,984 hit points, only of which 5 hit points were at more than 300 meters. I think that was one of the shots on one of the KV2s. 3 hits received from the enemy, 2 of them were penetrations, 2 hits by way of splash damage. If only he hadn't taken the hit from one of those tanks like the IKV or any of the others, then maybe, just maybe, he would have been able to survive the M44 hit and then kill him. He also spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 8 of the enemy, and did 222 hit points of damage assistance and 57 defense points on the cap. On a premium count, he earned 50,796 credits, got 8,189 for Courageous Resistance. That's for getting an Epic or Battle Hero medal in a losing or drawn game. It was a losing game this time. 58,985 credits altogether, and after repair and ammunition respawn, he did fire a fair amount of premium ammo in this game, so he only ended up with a profit of 3,119 credits. Not a lot, but that was down to the fact that he was firing premium to ensure that every shot made its target and did damage. 1,053 XP, 594 for Courageous Resistance, 329 for this being a premium vehicle, and took away 1,976 experience points altogether. He said this was his best game in the E25, but not quite good enough. Well, next time it probably will be good enough, and I think he'll probably go on to do even better. The E25 is one of those tanks which, if you play long enough, eventually get these sort of battles coming around where you do get Radley Walters, Pools medals, you name it, they all come your way. It hasn't got that name, the Cockroach, or the nickname, the Cockroach, for nothing. It is a real pain for the enemy team to have an E25 on the enemy opposite you, because these things are virtually impossible to see when they do scurry around the battlefield, and they can do a huge amount of damage very, very quickly, and it's very difficult to see even where they are firing from sometimes because they are very, very stealthy. So bad luck, Zin. Better luck next time. Probably send me a replay when you do get it right and you get everything. But I'm afraid this time round it wasn't to be. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching.